Hello everyone, this is Joshua Smith of Apollo's Artifacts. It is December 2018. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at a study out of M.I.T. called The Impact of Bots on Opinions in Social Networks. The four co-authors of this article are Zakaria Al-Hoji, Sloan School of Management, M.I.T., D. Scott Hunter, Operations Research Center, M.I.T., Nicholas Guénin de Mesnard, Operations Research Center, M.I.T., and Tauhid Zaman, Sloan School of Management, M.I.T. We'll begin by taking a look at the abstract, which says, we present an analysis of the impact of automated accounts or bots on opinions in a social network. We model the opinions using a variant of the famous DeGroot model, which connects opinions with network structure. We find a strong correlation between opinions based on this network model and based on the tweets of Twitter users discussing the 2016 U.S. presidential election between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, providing evidence supporting the validity of the model. We then utilize the network model to predict what the opinions would have been if the network did not contain any bots which may be trying to manipulate opinions. Using a bot detection algorithm, we identify bot accounts which comprise less than 1% of the network. By analyzing the bot posts, we find that there are twice as many bots supporting Donald Trump as there were supporting Hillary Clinton. We remove the bots from the network and recalculate the opinions using the network model. We find that the bots produce a significant shift in the opinions, with the Clinton bots producing almost twice as large a change as the Trump bots, despite being fewer in number. Analysis of the bot behavior reveals that the large shift is due to the fact that the bots post 100 times more frequently than humans. The asymmetry in the opinion shift is due to the fact that the Clinton bots post 50% more frequently than Trump bots. Our results suggest a small number of highly active bots in a social network can have a disproportionate impact on opinions. In other words, Hillary Clinton was helped more by bots than Donald Trump was. But keep on trusting your mainstream media. See, this is exactly what is meant when people on the right, or people who are critics of the MSM, or legacy media as it is sometimes referred to lamentably, this is what they mean when they say that you cannot trust the mainstream media. See, they would have you believe that all bots on all networks were solely working for Donald Trump and that they all emanated from Russia. Neither of these claims is true. Another thing that you need to understand is that the entire Mueller probe is based upon falsehoods. It is based upon lies. Mueller should be investigating Hillary Clinton just as much or more than he is investigating Donald Trump, but then he would have to recuse himself because of his intimate and close ties to Hillary Clinton, and also because he hand-delivered uranium from the United States to who? Vladimir Putin. That's right. Your boy Mueller is tied directly in to Putin. Here we'll take a look at their introduction. It says, social networks have given us the ability to spread messages and influence large populations very easily. Malicious actors can take advantage of social networks to manipulate opinions using artificial accounts or bots. It is suspected that the 2016 U.S. presidential election was the victim of such social network interference, potentially by foreign actors. See, potentially, even they admit here that that is not known and it is not proven, despite the fact that the mainstream media has almost all Democrats convinced, everyone on the left is totally convinced that it actually did take place. They don't even know if it did or it didn't. The other thing to note here is they've already told you that about 1% of these accounts were bots, so 99% were not. And out of this 1% of bots, the ones they affected the most were who? Hillary Clinton supporters. That's right, folks. They continue on in this piece to talk about their own personal contributions to the study. Then they do a literature review, which is pretty standard for this type of scholarly work. And mind you, I'll point out that all four of these people are on the political left, so that is no shock at all because that is just, standard operating procedure for virtually all universities today. It should be an embarrassment, but it's just the way that it is, unfortunately. As they continue on in the article on pages 6, 7, and 8, they show in their scatter plots there are certain actors within the Twitter field who are considered to be stubborn and others who are considered to be non-stubborn. Those who were the most stubborn tended to be Trump supporters who could not be budged from their positions. So the bots actually had virtually no impact on Trump supporters whatsoever. As they analyze this data in context, what they say here is, this indicates an asymmetry in the influence of the bots. This is more striking given the fact that there are nearly twice as many Trump bots as Clinton bots. To emphasize this asymmetry, one can look at the shift caused by each group of bots operating without the opposing bots. The Clinton bots alone create a huge shift in opinion. This is on page 9 of the report. I'll link it below. Our results indicate that the Clinton bots are more effective than the Trump bots at shifting opinions. Another way to look at this is that Clinton followers, Clinton supporters, Clinton voters are squishies. They're a lot more easily swayed than are the Trump supporters. For brevity, I'll jump on down to the conclusion on page 11, section 7. It says, "It is important to understand the impact of bots on the opinions of users and social networks. The method we presented here shows how opinion dynamics models can be used to accomplish this." I'm sure Google and Facebook already know everything about how this works anyway. Validation of the model was done by comparing its predictions to those based on the content of users. Oh, by the way, you should watch the Creepy line that is available right now. I'll link that below so you can check that out. It documents all of this, especially related to Google and Facebook, I think. Then we were able to evaluate different scenarios by removing bots from the network. We found that the bots had a disproportionate effect on the opinions. Also, we found that the Clinton bots had a much greater effect on opinions than Trump bots. Effectively, the Clinton bots shout louder than humans, and the Clinton bots are the ones that shouted the loudest within the system. Our results suggest that a small number of highly active bots could be sufficient to significantly shift opinions in a social network. So I would ask you again, have you heard the mainstream media touting this report? Have you heard them repeatedly bringing on all 4 of the authors, the co-authors of this report, to ask them about their results, to ask them about how it is that Hillary Clinton was helped so much more by bots than was Donald Trump? Well, that completely goes against the narrative that has been set up now for 2 years. And really, I'm just throwing this out there as food for thought. So basically, don't trust the mainstream media. You have to open your eyes. If you do trust the mainstream media, you probably need to not walk, but run to a psychiatrist who actually is not a left-winger. Actually, most of them are on the left, of course, because they come out of the university system where everybody is brainwashed and indoctrinated into leftism. But if you can find one who's actually a centrist or a moderate or a libertarian or something like that, they may actually be able to help you and sort of wake you up out of these crazed far left-wing doldrums that everyone seems to be in now. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.